Hello, everyone. This is I slipped into the next voice. Magnus's voice again. This is actually Serenity, but we're still going to use this live 2D model because why not?
This is why you should probably put the $5 down to get that VTube Studio thing to change colors of the different layers.
Shush. Right now we're just gonna stick with this because we don't want to mess with everything. Because, you know, we're already scuffing up as is. Anyway, this is Serenity. I will still be using Magnus's model because all of us want to be the leader sometimes. We will be playing Hades, which a lot of people voted for. We did a poll in the Discord, which if you aren't a member of it, would highly recommend joining.
Starbari16 or DMS open if you feel comfortable. Ren.
But with that,
Hello Ren, Sweet Bean.
one second. You're gonna hear some typey.
Type.
I was just looking. Okay, I guess 7-1. Well, actually, that's technically 6 to none because of how the polls are. People voted for Hades over Dark Souls, so we will be doing Dark Souls. And I'm just out because I want to spend time with Ren, and also, since we're doing Hades, I'm comfortable doing that game. I would not really be comfortable doing
Dark Souls.
Yeah, that's more Mal and Magnus's game. It's kind of I would say not many of us are really that great at games, but they are definitely, Mal and Mid are definitely some of the better ones. Magnus are definitely the better ones among us. I tend to prefer more comfy games to Magnus and Mal, who kind of like the darker themed games.
So what you're saying is that next time that I'm up and we're playing Sticky Business, I need to have you up with me.
I came out last time too. I think both times you played Sticky Business. I think.
I'm just saying that to get your go.
Alright. Okay, so I'm probably in that.
Serenity was indeed out during Sticky Business. I recognize her voice.
Thanks. It's gonna be interesting to see how my voice changes along with the bodies. I am doing things. I just damn not sure what. Did you ever update the PNG?
Oh, no. Crud. Sorry, friend is also texting.
Ah, that makes sense. Anyway, we will definitely be having Magnus speaking from time to time because,
I could
Hellenism.
either be imagining it or maybe it's
Here's your
there, but
educational
your voice
night.
is
You have
softer with the slight
we can't
southern
do point
accent
redeems
twang.
yet, but if you get this
It's
fucker
sweeter.
to 50 followers, we can start doing Hellenic trivia. But this night's a freebie.
Yeah, we do still need to get to like 50 followers so we can get to affiliate. I would definitely say sweeter. I don't know about southern twang. I know a lot of us have a very slight one, even though we're Midwestern, but our family's from the South. So we think we got some of it from our mom. I know I do tend to talk a little bit more sweeter. That's definitely the vibe I go for a lot. I know Kat
Pats
talks.
myself on the back equals W equals.
I know Kat speaks with a very much more pronounced Southern twang.
There we go. That should be my face. Oh, yay! There we go.
Here we go. Yeet, yeet, yeet. Go a little bit bigger. I know Kat definitely has more of a twang than most of us. How strong would you say her Southern twang is?
Not that strong, but it's strong enough to where it's noticeable.
Okay. I think sometimes she does it. I think she wants to do it stronger than usual, than like we do currently. But we're still figuring out a lot with the voices and stuff. This is the first time we've ever. Let's put me in the middle.
Oh, is it just Ren tonight?
I'm sure.
Or is
Road will
confronting
be.
happening?
I'm sure Road will be coming and going.
Yeah,
Usually.
Road is definitely going to
He
be
does.
popping in and out, but it's going to be mostly Ren.
Yeah. But I know Kat definitely goes a lot more Southern, but very flirty Southern is the best way I could think to put it. She's just flirty overall.
Yeah.
I know Hazel, Hazel, and Kalooped, I think, have the most similar voices. Hazel still talks a bit like, actually, she might be changing that sometime, because before we started the tea, she would talk with, very similar to Magnus, but with us being on tea now and our voice deepening, that might be changing, because Hazel imitates our actual mom a lot. So, but she talks a lot, like, not quite as loud as Magnus, and a bit more, like, slowly, I guess. Trying to think of if there's anyone else that I know has a more noticeable. Damona talks a lot, deeper than a lot of us. The rest of us. Hyde talks with a lot of a growl, or I think they've described it as a vocal fry to his voice.
Mm-hmm.
Which he's, we call him our feral.
Thanto's voice is deep.
Oh, like the game?
Now, I think the deep voice you're thinking about, Mari, is Damona.
Yeah, because this is usually the voice that Mid talks in. Damona is, or let me spell it,
Dimene.
is a lot
Is it?
deeper.
I thought there was a Thanatos.
There is Thanatos,
Who goes by Magnus.
yeah. So
Magnus and Thanatos are the same person in the system. Just two different names.
too many pseudonyms.
Yeah? I will grant you that.
Oh.
Yeah, Magnus is also Thanatos. Damona is the one who usually has the deeper voice. But we're also probably going to slowly realize in the system we might need to learn like a few vocal feminization techniques, just for us
And
members who are
apparently
more
busts
thin
out of
leading.
cages.
You have awoken a memory. I did not have that memory originally. Our memory keeper needs to figure out how
I'm
to
so
sort.
sorry.
No,
W.
it's a good memory. It's just funny and ironic. And
Yeah,
also not suitable for Twitch.
absolutely not suitable for Twitch. Now I'm a bit flustered. I think we need to figure out a better way of sorting the memories so we don't randomly get that happening. It happens way too often to us. Oh shoot, I should move this. One sec. was in my way. Okay. Yeah, it's no problem. But for some of the FEM members in the system, we think we might end up having to do that. We might not. I don't know. We'll see. But it is nice to see that people are recognizing our different voices now. We used to be very stealth, I guess is the right word for it. So we all used Mid's voice, and now we never really got a chance to be ourselves around people. So now this is the first time, especially living with people who know about us and are fine with it, we're finally actually getting to use our own voices kind of thing, which is really nice. And so you might see a lot of us developing more voices over time. And you might notice that some of us, especially as we're slowly learning how to speak in our own voices, you might notice that we stop sounding as much like Mid, or you might notice that now a lot of us, our voices sound a lot like Mid's. So, I wanted the blanket.
I have some slight experience with it. Questionable at best, but maybe experience.
Yeah, I know the Tararbles can usually tell some of us apart. Sometimes it's easier than others because sometimes we do. The best way we describe it is the body is most comfortable and accustomed to using Mid's voice. So sometimes we do slip into their voice a lot. Well, Magnus's voice. Oops. Magnus's voice, so we tend to slip into it a lot. But that's not... So you might either notice that happening sometimes, or it can sometimes also make it more tricky when for others to tell who's fronting at the time, especially if we aren't sure who's fronting, because the vocal change can be very similar. I don't think I just worded that right. All of us can sound exactly like Magnus if we want to, because we are so used to no one knowing about us. So now that but now that we can have our own voice and talk in our own voice, it's a lot, is the word harder? Trying to think of the word. It's a lot... I just completely lost my train of thought. So we tend to... It's making it easier
My
to
ex
tell us...
claimed he was dissociative. He used the term multiple personality disorder, which, I think is outdated last I remember, but he and his personality switched voices. I learned to pick up on the cues.
Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we're slowly learning our own voices and figuring out how to. Sometimes, if we don't know who's fronting, it can be harder to tell who's fronting, but I think now as we're slowly developing our own voices and getting used to talking in them, I think we're getting more, where it's easier to tell the difference just from our voice who's fronting. But ideally, eventually, we'd be able to speak most of the time in our own voices, so that when involuntary or co-fronting, or if there's an involuntary switch, if we're co-fronting, or if what's the word? Or if like we don't know who's fronting, it might be easier to tell by the voice, if that makes sense. That we don't know if that will, that's kind of a goal, but we don't know if it will ever be the case, just because of how, I'm trying to think of the word.
If it helps, I like the voices I have heard thus far. 3.
Thanks. But it would just be helpful, and it would be nice, but we don't know if it will ever be like a reality that if we don't know who's fronting, that the voice would change enough that we could tell. We don't know how likely that is to become a thing, but it would be a nice clue if we ever get that comfortable with fronting and using our own voices each individually. Though I think we'll always all be able to do Magnus's voice because we're still going to be in public, and it might be weird for people to suddenly hear voice changes like that. But it's definitely a goal for us to be able to be more ourselves over time. So yeah, and the funny thing is we've known we were dissociative since we were at least for at least 10 years.
I suppose it could be a overtime thing, like how your personality develops as you grow up. Situation.
Well, yeah, definitely. Some of it is also just because we've known we were dissociative since pretty close to the beginning, like for at least probably 10 years now. And during all this time, all of us alters or headmates never really got to be ourselves like we wanted to, other than in like text and online. We had online friends who've always known, but like our family never knew. We tried explaining it one time, but they didn't really understand it. So we kind of just stopped there. So we always in our day-to-day pretended to be Magnus, basically. And that's how we had to live for a long time. But now we don't have to. And so we're finding it's really enjoyable trying to find our own voices now, because we're able to be different and be ourselves instead of all just having to pretend to be Magnus all the time. It's also one of the reasons why growing up a lot of switches were involuntary. We didn't switch as often voluntarily. And a lot of us didn't front as often other than Magnus. Magnus was almost always fronting, probably over 90% of the time, because we just didn't find reasons to be in the world, kind of thing. When you can't even be yourself and have to pretend to be someone else, it's very hard to enjoy existing and being in front, kind of thing. Now that we can, it's honestly really nice, and we're able to start working out what our own tastes are instead of just constantly going by what Magnus's tastes are and what Magnus sounds like, how Magnus talks, that kind of thing. Which is really, it makes it all of us happier, I guess. And it makes this stuff a lot enjoyable for all members of the system. And also, not gonna lie, Magnus sometimes just likes having a break. Oh yeah, I should
just give Magnus a brain nap.
Yes. Oh yeah, how did you guys do the pronoun stuff? We might as well try to do that.
We used this extension.
Oh,
if you're meeting like an OBS, you'll literally just create a tech, go
Don't we
to
all?
Create a
We
new,
need a break from live
not a
T2TT.
scene, but a new thing, where the overlay stuff and whatnot is. Click on plus. There should be an option for you to be able to do text.
yes.
Click on that. You set the font. You put in the text that you want, and then you shrink it to your liking.
Let's see. Text. Wait, what is that? It says text and then in parentheses GDI plus?
Yes.
Okay. Create new?
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we can select the font.
Yep.
Okay, we will do... Mostly because it's Mid's favorite.
Also, the Serenity. What do you think of that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do. What size would you recommend us have it at?
Don't change the size because you can be able to change the full thing later.
Okay. You didn't let me. I scrolled past it. So then it would be. Okay, and then. Should I just say Terarbles?
Yeah.
Then just put Nair.
Yeah, and be sure to have like the accent over the.
I don't know
I'll
how
find
to.
it. I'll find it.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know how to do that. We probably should have done this before stream, but oh well.
Probably all the stuff.
Always, don't you know?
Also, probably want to center it because we normally center it.
Yes, we will be. Just I need the Nair thing.
I sent it to you in DMs.
Oh, okay. Nah. How did you guys decide on Nair?
I just kind of made that myself.
I wasn't sure because wasn't sure if it was a pronoun you'd seen before or what.
No, because all other neo pronouns just didn't feel right for me. So I was like, you know what? I'll make my own.
Should I put Road or just Ren down?
Just me for now.
Okay. Wait, where can we put to center?
Okay. Yep. Alignment. Center. Boom.
Okay. Okay, there we go.
And then let's make it tiny. We should probably also add a background on it. So let's go back. Properties. Not gradient, background color, background opacity. I would say have it at like 50. Yeah, click on. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that, and then we'll
And
just
then-
have to add all this to.
Yeah, and then when you go to your overlay, you can
Oh yeah, you can just add existing, right?
Yep. You'll
Okay.
just have to click on the like go to like
Eyes
text
twitches
GDI.
I found a cute thing.
Oh.
What?
Talk me out of it.
I would, but there's several in my system who are more the text GDI.
You should have named it. You should
I-
have renamed it.
I should. I know. I will. Just give me a minute. I'm kind of. There's stuff going on.
It's a bubble hanging thing for Mandarin I would attach to his tank and he can sleep inside, and OMFG it looks like he's sleeping in an egg.
Wait, how would I rename that? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Hal.
Just put pronouns. Here we go. Okay, I will be switching back to the chat scene. Okay, it rechanged that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, there we go. It rechanged it both places. I'm sorry, Mari. I don't think we can really help, though.
It's a bubble hanging thing for Mandarin. I would attach to his tank, and he can sleep inside. Oh, that sounds adorable. Get it?
It does.
Get it?
Yes. I was going to say, we tend to be the type to tempt more than convince people not to do things. Oh, geez, that is loud for us.
Chew, you, I don't need it. He has so many in tank. Hides, leaves, his pineapple T2TT.
Okay.
Oh, BTW, I can't hear sound.
Oh, I probably forgot to do a thing. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to turn on the game sound. And I was going to turn the volume mixer. And honestly, we kind of miss how the volume mixer used to be on, like... Oh, that's why it's so loud. Why is this at 100% overall? No, it's at like 44. Okay, it's still just very loud. Let's try 50. Because I'd already turned it down. But we miss the volume mixer where you could just click at the bottom and change the volume. And now they make it more complicated because when you do that, it doesn't change the volume anymore. And it annoys us. Because now you have to right click and hit open volume mixer. And we want it where we can just click that little icon and change it. You know what I'm talking about, right? On old computers?
Yeah.
We want that back.
What you can do, if you press like the Windows symbol, right click on the speaker that's on the far right, go to open volume mixer. You can also use that.
Yeah, I know. That's what I just did.
Okay.
I'm just saying, I wish they'd put the old method back. So that it was one click and not 3. Because that was so much easier to be able to view all the volume stuff right there. And then they took it away and I don't like it.
Mm-mm.
It also kind of annoys Mid. I mean Magnus. We will get used to calling them Magnus
By
eventually.
the pseudonym.
Yes. The funny thing is there's 30 of us to remember. So each of us is going to have to go through this process. Tell me if it's too loud at all, by the way. I don't think. I don't know why this is looking so weird for us. It just looks weird. I don't know what that is. Okay. I just won't mess with it because I don't know what I'm doing. But, oh yeah, before even starting the game, we were going to mention, one of the things about this game, which could be interesting, is the fact that we're, Hellenic pagans. So we do know a pretty good amount about the Greek mythology and stuff, because it's literally part of our beliefs. So this isn't just like playing a game. We can also talk about about the different characters and stuff to a degree, like what we know of currently, both like from our personal lives, and from like what we know of like the history and stuff. Because like I said, these are the gods we actually do work with, so it might be interesting to just see how we so like our own personal experiences, opinions, stuff like that, like how it works within practice. Maybe talk about the historical elements, because we were going for a classics degree, which is the study of ancient Greece and Rome. So talk about like a lot of tidbits, facts like there, which obviously, one second, I want to double check something. Okay, I just want to make sure everyone can hear everything. I might turn that up a bit. There we go. But, oops. So, obviously, the more personal stuff is subject to change over time, just because of how we're living, we're evolving, we're growing, that kind of stuff. Sometimes you learn new things, that changes your perspective. Sometimes just experiences are different. We just got a follower, I think. Because I just heard the Dark Souls sound.
Yeah, that would be the follow.
Yeah. Oh, don't. There we go. So hopefully that's all. Yeah, we just got a new follower.
Void EXE Whoa.
Hello. Thank you so much for the follow. It's much appreciated. We are currently trying to press to get to 50 followers so we can reach affiliate. We are playing Hades right now. And where is the... Hello. Where is the thing?
Where's my
I am
thing?
missing a thing.
What are you missing?
Notebook. 1 second. We have a whole spiel written down somewhere. Excuse me. I found it. Now to figure out which page it is, because the thing is filled. I should have had this prepared beforehand, but I forgot. Well, Magnus should have had this prepared beforehand, but Faye forgot to do it. So now I get to suffer the consequences. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da. There it is. We're the Nukter Clan, leaders of the Nightmares. We're an AutiHD dissociative system who loves horror, fantasy, psychology, medicine, and paganism. Our channel dives into some darker topics and themes while still trying to have fun. We try to promote disability advocacy, mental health awareness, LGBTQIA2 Spirit Plus advocacy, and the intersectionality of these with other marginalized identities. But currently the fronting, this is Magnus's model, but current fronter is Serenity. We are, I'm pretty sure we said we're a dissociative system, but we only have one model, so we are just working with it as we can. And I have with me, who's also our roommate, is the Tararbles, and Rin is running for them right now.
Hello.
But I was just going on a whole spiel about how we are a Hellenic pagans, so playing this game, and we were also going to college to get a degree in the classics, which is the study of ancient Greece and Rome. So playing this game, we can also talk a bit. Magnus is the one most informed on it, to be fair. I just noticed TTS says Magnus as madness when I say it. That's lovely. So we can talk a bit about the histories, the different mythology, and the different deities in it, from both like our personal experiences working with different deities, from our own research, and stuff like that. Obviously, like, personal experiences and opinions about different deities are subject to change over time, because everyone changes over time. You can get new perspectives, learn more, or stuff like that. And sometimes, just from being in the pagan sphere for so long, we found out that though you interact with a god in a certain way at one time, sometimes at different stages in your life, they interact with you differently. So basically, it's not they are always exactly the same. They very much will sometimes very much do what you need more than necessarily what you enjoy or want, I guess would be the best way to put it. And some of it is just our own personal biases too, that can affect how we approach and regard different deities, because we are mortals. And each deity in Hellenism has different epithets, which can, you can also interact with different deities, and under their different epithets, they may act a bit differently. The best way we can usually describe it is each epithet has its own vibe kind of thing, even if it's all encompassed into that one deity. So it depends on what their, how they are, can vary by that too. So this is also going to hopefully be a bit informative. And so we do know a fair bit about Hellenism and stuff like that. And a bit about these different deities. And something we've noticed with Hades that we genuinely love about this game is how it depicts a lot of the gods is really... We enjoy a lot of the depictions they have of the gods. And we find several of them are very true to how our experience with them are. We really love Hypnos and Thanatos, because literally they're, I guess, from what we've seen of Thanatos in the game, because we haven't gotten as super far, but we've seen him a few times. His demeanor, when you compared it to Hypnos, very much fits our interactions with those deities. Thanatos is very much the more quiet and reserved of the two, while Hypnos is very much more of like a prankster, compared to, especially more lighthearted, jovial, more honestly more likely to play pranks on you than Thanatos from our experiences. But yeah. So you are getting more than just... Hopefully you're getting good commentary about mythology and stuff, as well as seeing us play a game. We do... This is a game we do enjoy. We do. We switched it. A friend bought us this for us, and people voted for this. And Rin over there put the stuff for
the Discord.
Yeah, the Discord there. Something to keep in mind is, of course, the Discord promotes everything. We also promote it's 18 plus, LGBTQIA 2 Spirit plus, neurodivergent, disability, and mental health safe space. Oh gods, I do not have words today. And with that in mind, there will be 10 minutes. Once you join, you have 10 minutes to select that you have read the rules. or else you will be temporarily booted by a bot that is meant to help with curbing hate raids and things of that nature. There we go. Sorry, that was a huge ass tangent. And can deflect. Your cast damage is both. Can deflect. Your dash deals damage and can deflect. I think I'm going to choose this for today.
Can't hear me all the way where you are, guys. But thank you.
But hopefully you do enjoy the stream.
No, let's be reasonable, bro.
Ah, fuck!
Uh-oh.
I will forewarn people, in the system, I am not the best at games. So though we are playing games, I can say I will probably do worse than Magnus or Meladius does. They can be fun, but I tend to go for a lot more softer and slower paced games.
Can't hear myself.
We come here for stram. Skill issue or not.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad, because I am not that skilled at games. I tend to go for a lot more comfy kind of games. Compared to, like, Magnus and Meladius and Damona tend to like more intense games. I tend to like things like they got Spiritfarer on the Switch for me to play. Animal Crossing. Once we start playing it, probably Stardew Valley. Those would be kind of more my kind of alley. So while some of the others in the system like a lot more faster paced and a bit more intense games, like this, I just...
You might like Death's Door then. Cough, cough, nudge, nudge.
I know Rogue got it on the PS4, so yeah, I could probably, we need to set things up so we can stream some of those games, but that's definitely something we do want to do. So yeah, I can
sweet.
probably play it eventually. So that is, but one of the reasons I'm not quite as good at games is honestly I tend to process things a bit slower than Magnus and Meladius do. They're a lot faster at processing things. So it's just harder for me to literally keep up, like, mentally, I guess. Oh, wait. I forgot.
0W0.
Hey, oops. Yeah, I kind of knew I wasn't going to get very far. Don't expect me to get super far in this game. I'm not the greatest. Some of this is mostly just done on reflex, because I don't play action games much, because I process things a bit slower. But people wanted to see this game, and so we will play it. And it'll probably be a regular on the channel, just because we do like talking about Hellenism and gods and stuff like that. We've also discussed with another friend of ours potentially doing a collab with them, of reading through like Greek tragedies, especially the Baha. Hey, Opal, welcome to stream. We're doing Hades because it was unanimously voted for. Unanimously, thank you.
Hi Ran. Hi Serenity.
I don't know how much we talk about it, but we will probably be talking about the different gods, our own like experiences and stuff like that with them, because we are Hellenic pagans. So this is hopefully is partially informative.
Hades is fun though.
Hopefully it's decently informative anyway. and people can enjoy just hearing about the different gods and stuff. Though, I'd just like to say this just in case. Opinions can and will probably change over time of the different deities and stuff involved, just because we're mortals. Things change. Well, I guess lore-wise we're technically immortal, but as you learn and overcome biases, things can change. Whether you're mortal or you're immortal. I just remembered what the frickin' lore was. But, so, opinions may change. They are not, like, set in stone. This is just our experience and opinions, and, also...
I'm sorry that you're Hellenistic pagan, for the sheer fact of how hard I thirst over some of the deities based off how they're drawn here.
You have... There is literally hanging over our altar of artwork of Dionysos nude. Like thirsty artwork. We have so don't worry about it. We sometimes do too. And I don't mean game Dionysos, I mean just Dionysos in general. We definitely do that sometimes. And not just over like the game and how they are in the game. Okay, that is...
Sorry, can't hear you much, video is skipping and freezing, gonna restart Twitch.
That might be on our end.
Hmm?
Let me see. The video is skipping and freezing and stuff.
You might have to bring down your bitrate. What's your bitrate?
What did we set it to? Streaming. 4,000. So we'll go 3,500. Okay, let's see if this might help. What is the bit rate? Like, what does it do?
Bitrate is basically
I think it may be an issue on your end. I restarted Twitch and you're still freezing.
Higher bitrate means that things are a lot clearer, especially in higher definition.
Mm-hmm.
But it does mean that there's
Legal
more,
says that you are all adorable and we are stealing road.
Lower bitrate means it's less intensive, but you deal with less quality.
Okay. I was just looking at
your
this.
output.
Yeah, I know. I was also curious what we were using, because we're using the AMD.
My road.
Set your
Oh whoa.
What?
AMD. That might
You
be
moved.
a problem. So let's set this to balanced for now. Set it to main.
Into the cute
And
box
that
road goes.
should help it for now. Because your bitrate is already set to 3,500.
Okay. Because, yeah, usually we have the AMD for our, what is it? For the stream encoder, and then we've been using, because the, NVIDIA usually is prioritized for the game. Should we start using the NVIDIA?
Yes, in the future, but unless you want to stop stream and turn it back on to switch your encoder, not a good idea to do that midstream right now.
You think it'd be a bad idea to stop streaming so we can switch it?
I mean, double check with your community to see if they're okay with that.
Okay. Would you guys be
Legal hey
alright?
bud. Just a gentle reminder that whose fronting is above their models.
Yes. Would you guys be okay if we restarted stream so we can change the encoder real quick? It might help with stream quality and stuff. Did something just freeze?
OOP freezy again, yep.
Okay, hope,
Refresh please.
Okay, hopefully this will improve things. Hopefully everyone was able to refresh and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one of our streams if it isn't Scuff?
Yay hoyeen.
Okay, hopefully this looks a lot better. We had to switch the graphics we were using for the encoder. We might just want to stick with NVIDIA from now on, which I think we've heard NVIDIA tends to be better anyway.
NVIDIA is better than AMD, yeah.
Well, I mean, in general for
Chat
streams
delay
anyway.
gone and yet
like
it's so much better.
how they, something to do with how NVIDIA is coded or something we've heard. We have to take this for stream. Oops.
Are you good?
Yeah, it was because of our encoder, we think. But now we can get back to the game, hopefully.
Also,
sorry
I'm
about
sorry,
that.
but you gotta do something very important before starting your run.
What?
Pet Cerberus.
Yes.
Something very important before starting to run Pet Server.
Yes, absolutely. We have. Sorry for the scuff and stuff. It's just we're still definitely learning some of these bits of streaming that, like the coder stuff, that kind of thing. Because we're inexperienced and new. It's not something we've ever had to deal with. So that's why them helping us is such a help.
Yep.
They know a lot more than we do. But yeah,
All
that's a
the
good
pets
one.
for good BOI, and it wouldn't be a Nebula Noctis stream without Scuff.
Mhm.
Regards the Underworld prince with mixed emotions, from purest joy to deepest melancholy.
You watch over things for me, won't you, boy? You know I'd take you if I could.
Aw,
There's a good boy.
he's a good boy. I think before all that stuff, I was talking about a lot of we do like how they're depicted a lot, especially like personality wise. We think it does. It's a lot of them that we've seen is very similar to how the deities actually are from our own experiences. I can't say anything about
Oh, nice.
like historical, but from like our personal interactions and stuff and working with them ourselves, we found that a lot of this stuff does ring pretty accurate and really and is really, I don't see them doing what some people do, which is like almost demonizing them and like depicting them like really, I don't know what the word would be, like taking a very, what's the word?
What word are you trying to go for?
Like, I guess it's kind of is like not pretty, like not a great view. Like,
Stigmatize?
that's not quite it. I think it starts with but I don't know. Like not giving them much benefit of the doubt. Is there a word that means that?
Don't know.
Oh fuck. There is, I know there is. I just can't recall it. The word I'm thinking of means like overly harsh.
Chastise?
No, that wouldn't make sense in context. Because it would roughly translate to like a bad
Criticize.
view. Maybe overly critical view of them. Maybe not. That's not quite it though. It's not quite what I mean. I can't remember the word.
I can't figure it out
Judge.
either. You're kind of fucked here.
Overly judgmental, maybe. Yeah, that would be better. Like, they don't, like, they start from the place of that the gods are bad, and they go from there, kind of thing. Like, they try to depict them very specifically in a harsh way, without really thinking about it, kind of thing. I guess it's almost to a degree demonizing them.
You mean blasphemous?
I don't, no, definitely not blasphemous. I don't think that there's much of a, we don't really have much of a concept of blasphemy, like, but some Hellenists might, but that's not what we really mean in this instance, because we don't really.
Heresy. Heathen.
Nope.
I don't know, I'm just going off what the local Bible thumpers say.
See, and those concepts are more Christian than they are in paganism. Because that's not, like, heresy, heathen, blasphemous aren't really things in paganism in general. We do not have, like, a text or anything like that to go off of, per se.
Oh, I think I got it. Disapproval.
While in paganism, we can
Yeah.
have, like, a lot of different legends that we go off of. At the same time, we don't really hold them in as similar of a regard as they are held in, like, say, Christianity, Islam, or
Wait, I
Judaism.
forgot what this was about. I was just hunting for a woe 4D.
It was about us being, the depictions they have of the deities in Hades. But yeah, basically, in paganism, there is no text or anything like that that we really go off of, though there is myths, there's traditions and stuff like that within it, but it's not the same thing as, like, having, like, a text, like a Bible kind of thing. Paganism, especially...
You basically just go off the vibes.
Yeah. Paganism, especially, even historically, was an incredibly variable thing, even within Hellenism. Any of these cultures, like, whether we're looking at Celtic, Nordic, Germanic, Hellenic, Kemetic, they varied significantly, not only by area, but over time. They were part of a living and growing culture. So things changed, and the myths changed too, and the myths that we have are very much a product of the time that they were made in, they tell things about the gods and what they were to that culture, but they are very much bound in the cultural biases and stigmatisms of the time periods that they were from. I hope that makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
So...
Imagine dealing with a malevolent entity. Your vibes are atrocious. Goodbye smacks with iron.
Yeah. I mean, in paganism is, we like it. It's very much a nice, oh, my brain just went out again. Paganism, we've been pagan for like 10 years now. There's definitely things in the pagan community
Didn't pass the vibe check XD. Also not trying to make light of your religion, just trying to make jokes because I love making people laugh.
I don't think you're trying to make fun or anything. Though that does fit very well with how we sometimes do things. But with paganism, though, there's obviously always going to be, like, things that people don't like, or, like, oh, what's the word? Everything can be criticized, and there will always be, like, faults within communities, kind of thing. Nothing is perfect in this world. And paganism is very much that thing, but we do like in paganism how much variability there is and how much there's less of a binary than in a lot of other spaces. Though, like I said, this can also vary depending on which pagan community you're in. We found ourselves in a lot of very accepting and very good places that like embody a lot of the good aspects.
Perfect, there would be nothing left to strive for.
Exactly. We found ourselves in a lot of very good pagan communities that are very much embody a lot of the positive traits of paganism, and but there are obviously going to be places where it's not so good and stuff like that, just because that's how it is. That's how anything is, really. There's always going to be bad apples no matter where you are, kind of thing. And unfortunately, sometimes those bad apples collect in one area. So,
The souls look like gummies, just one and all.
But they have a lot of... We enjoy it. We just... Like I said, we've been this way for over 10 years now. Like, it's... We enjoy our communities. We enjoy the gods. We enjoy everything there is. Like, we enjoy learning and striving to know more and striving to get better at working with them and to get better in our praxis and our gnosis. And we love learning about the history behind them, the mythologies, the different variations in the histories and mythologies. Because, like, we approach things anymore, we try to go more recon than anything, which is a reconstructionist, which looks at the historical and how they were historically, and then builds from there, kind of thing. And so that's kind of a viewpoint we take a lot, and which is one of the reasons we like looking into the history and stuff. And with Reconstruction, there is a lot of variance depending on like what time period you're looking at, what polis, this is in Hellenism specifically, what poli you're looking at, which city-state, essentially. Most people who are Reconstructions tend to go Attic, which is Athenian, because that's when we have... We've been wanting to
practice paganism ourselves, but have always been unsure of how to start.
If you want, DM us, and we can let you know some resources and stuff.
Yeah.
And actually, since we might live closer to each other than we do now, we might be able to lend you some books. But with this...
OHS.
Yeah. We have stuff on Chemeticism, we have stuff on Nordic, we have stuff on Celtic, and Hellenic.
Though, if you're wanting some good sources for, like, Celtic paganism, more specifically Irish, you can also talk to us, especially Road.
Mm-hmm. I know we also gave you 2 of our Celtic books, too. I don't know if y'all ever finished them.
But, like, a big thing to, like, say is, like, Celtic is an umbrella.
Oh, yes. That was specifically on Irish, and the reason that is Gaelic, Irish Gaelic Celtic is the books we had, and specifically...
May DM both of y'alls to know what we learned towards yet.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Because Irish is, that is one kind of Celtic, and it was more... those books more look at it from a Reconstructionist standpoint, like what we know historically kind of thing. So they're very small because, unfortunately, Celtic paganism is... We don't have as much historically from it, and a lot of it is from outsiders.
Yep.
Us being Hellenic are extremely lucky because we have so much recorded of the religion. Hellenic, Kemetic, and... honestly, Hellenic and Kemetic are very lucky in how well studied these cultures were, especially historically, unlike a lot of other cultures. Though, sadly, a lot of the there's not near as many resources for on like Hellenic practices as there should be, despite the fact that we know so much about them, because a lot of it is behind paywalls and academia. There's not as much for like the average Hellenic practitioner to look into, I guess would be the way to put it. Though if you want a resource, we will always tout Eliakai is amazing. She's a YouTuber. She does videos on Hellenic reconstruction, and she is phenomenal. We have been a part of her community since almost the beginning, and we adore her community and think she's a great person. I think that's the best way to word it.
Yes.
And we adore her content. So, there's been, but, Nordic, in terms of, like, amount of resources there are for modern pagans, Nordic probably has the most, which is kind of interesting for us, but...
Norse and Germanic paganism, well, Germanic paganism is an umbrella, because that includes not only, like, Norse, as in, like, Old Norse, but that can also include Anglo-Saxon.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more that's been saved and archived and found for Norse paganism, especially with recent revivals of, say, Asatru in Iceland, compared to Anglo-Saxon paganism. There's not really as much when it comes to Anglo-Saxon. The big differences between those being, like, Norse is akin to, like, modern, what we would call today, like, modern Scandinavia. So, like, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Iceland, and then you have the Anglo-Saxon, which is more of, like, modern France and Germany.
Yeah, Wait, France is
Won't
also
be
part
your
of...
mom, just letting
France,
you know.
because of
You
how
are the
many
most lovely
tribes and
beings
how many
I know.
different peoples,
Hope the game is
especially with how
gaming well.
large of a continent that Europe is, or more of
Because
a
we always heard
subcontinent,
that under
but
the umbrella of Gallic Celtic.
Anglo-Saxon is England red.
some parts of France can include the Gauls, which does include Celtic, as well as
Okay.
several parts of the Iberian Peninsula. But there are also some northern
Europe do
parts
be European.
of France that are closer to Germany, and like modern day Germany, Belgium, Netherlands, and whatnot, that were areas of various Anglo-Saxon, not Anglo-Saxon, but various Germanic tribes. The Angles and the Saxons being two very prominent ones.
Okay, because we'd always heard Gaul described as the area that consists of and is around France. So we got very confused there.
The Gauls and the various Germanic tribes had a lot of disputes in that area. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of influence and evidence of both in that area.
Okay, because keep in mind also a lot of our info is going to be from our classics background, which is studying ancient Rome, who was at war with the Gauls.
Mm-hmm.
So some of that stuff. Also just for being in the community to a degree. But we do. It's fun. There's a lot of stuff that can get very complicated sometimes. I think we are Attic. We do tend to focus on Attic, which is Athenian, because we have the most info for Athenian beliefs and stuff like that. I think we might be mostly classical period, but I'm not 100% sure. We are kind of variable in like time period and stuff, depending on what there is. There
France
is
was
also
the Franks, the Germanic ancestors,
Man,
Occasian,
we've been tangenting
Latin,
so much we haven't
Breton,
even
Yes.
one of the two last continental Celtic cultures on continental Europe, and the Basque, a pre-Indo-European culture.
Anyway, yeah, we were talking about paganism a lot, rather than history necessarily, just how the different reconstruction is and how it works. Because we're Hellenic reconstructionists, and there's a lot of.
I came in at just the right time either way, lol.
What? No, it's fine. I got a word on that from one of my mods for my Twitch, because they sent that, so I figured have that sent for you as well for safety.
Okay, I just got confused. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we were talking about Hellenic paganism and stuff, because it's definitely one of the things we know a lot about, and so all of our streams will probably end up, of Hades, will probably end up with us talking about it.
And just sitting in the ambience.
Yeah. We specifically tend to work with, Magnus tends to work with Dionysos.
But got stuff to do for me, Mom, so GTG. Hope you all
Alright,
enjoy
see
it.
ya, yos. We work with Dionysos, Thanatos, and Hecate. Oh jeez, how that just not TTS,
The captions.
yes.
Because you're pronouncing Dionysus closer to Greek. What did it butcher his name to?
Diane Roussos. And you'll also have us pronouncing things a bit differently, because we try to go more after the Greek pronunciations compared to the English. So Dionysos, the Y when transliterated into English is actually usually the Greek umlaut. No, not umlaut. It's upsilon, which makes more of a U sound. So
yeah, Greek umlaut. Umlaut is German. That's a German phenomenon.
I got word switch. They both start with U. Okay. Upsilon. So a lot of for instance, hypnos, which in English we pronounce hypnos because Y in English tend to make the I sounds, but actually it would be the upsilon, so it should make more of a U sound from what we understand. So you'll probably hear that a lot too. So, for instance, Hypnos here, which is actually the twin of Thanatos, one of the gods we do work with. And then you have Nux, which again, because of the Y, it's Nux, not Nix in Greek. Now we're wanting to look into the actual Greek spelling, because we were taking ancient Greek for a while, so we do know how to roughly read. Not the greatest at it, still definitely learning. But roughly read Greek script. And then this is Achilles. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it.
The House of Hades, right? Wait, I know you. Guess that means you died out there, huh? Well, don't be sad, though, Breach. Everybody dies sometime.
we do like how they depict Hypnos.
Some of us more than others.
But one of the things with
Chaos
this...
Gremlin Hypnos.
Yes. One of the things with this game is also... And I think I remembered the word. A lot of media today unfairly depicts the gods, kind of thing. It does not really treat it in fairness at all. Or just outright butchers it, to be fair. But there's a...
See you not, despite the circumstances. Remember your training out there. The pain of death is but another obstacle.
And fear is for the weak. Take care, Achilles.
because also there is definitely, and some of it is also us taking our own cultural opinions and putting them, people will judge historical, like that were myths that are historical and based within the culture of the time period that the myth was created, and judge it according to our own standards instead of looking at where
I want to eat
different
that green
elements.
chair. I bet it tastes like apples.
Instead of looking at it and thinking, what is this like culturally? What does this say about the culture it comes from? Instead, they think they just judge the god instead of not realizing that a lot of this stuff is filtered through a cultural lens. We take our culture and judge the myths and put them in and judge them according to our own culture without taking into consideration that these myths are from their own cultural lens in themselves. Basically. Instead of looking at the elements of the myth that are important, they end up getting caught up in cultural differences and demonizing deities because of it. I think that's the best way we can put it. We do but so we definitely are big on, well, we're also looking to go into anthropology, so some of this stuff is also involved in that, like learning how to judge cultures on their own standards. Because we have a lot of cultural biases. And also, all these myths were made like hundreds of years ago and then basically dropped, and they didn't get the time to grow with the culture, like, into the modern day. So, it very much is, there's some things that modern culture does that we think is unfair towards different pagan myths and religions and beliefs. So basically, yeah, that's my tangent. We?
Stupid boy. I told you nobody gets out of here, whether alive or dead. Well, how was your wanton ransacking of my domain?
Greetings, Father. My ransacking was a delight, thank you for asking. So I'll just be on my way again.
Be on your way indeed. What do I care? You shall never reach the surface. Go, see for yourself.
As harsh as Hades is, we do kind of like his depiction to a degree. Well, I think it should be pronounced Hades, but because though he's definitely very hypercritical and stuff like that of Zagreus, there is just something we do enjoy about it in our own personal workings with Hades. We haven't experienced him. He is, I guess, more of a serious and stricter god than some of the others that we work with. But the game does definitely depict him, and we don't think it's story-wise we like it, because it makes a lot of sense in the story, and we do see elements in this Hades that we see reflected in our experiences with the actual god, even if it's not like a one-on-one comparison per se. We do enjoy it, and because also there's in the myths a lot of it is sometimes, if I'm remembering correctly, I actually kind of want to look this up again just to double check, but it is sometimes said that Hades takes a kinder eye when Persephone is around. is a bit more lenient when his wife is around because she brings out kind of the kind side of him in this idea. With him essentially having been abandoned by Persephone in this, we kind of like how he's depicted a lot as being pretty harsh kind of thing. Because it makes sense to us personality-wise.
Do not despair, child. Such setbacks are inevitable and may be overcome with effort and with time. We made contact with the goddess Athena. She shall be true to her word.
Thanks. I'm grateful that you put us into contact. I know you took a considerable risk in reaching out.
The risk is not to me. I expected the Olympians would involve themselves in this eventually. Reveal to them no more than they already know. Are we understood?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And we also love Nix being depicted.
I want to offer promotion of your channel, viewers, followers, views, chatbots. The price is lower than any competitor, the quality is guaranteed to be the best. Auto on. Incredibly flexible and convenient order management panel, everything is in your hands, turn it on /off /customize.
Ah,
Go to
shite.
dogehype.com. Boy. Bot. Removal. Slams the ban hammer on the bot.
There's a bot.
Alright.
It just posted a stupid fucking first time chat.
Got it.
Thank you. Usually the Terrarbals when we're streaming deal with any bots, so sorry about that.
I was AFK when that happened.
Yes. But we like how Nyx is depicted as very motherly because we used to, before we worked, we mostly worked with Thanatos. We used to work with Nukes a lot, and she was a very motherly and matronly figure, in our opinion. She was really nice to work with. Honestly, we're also kind of excited to see how the second game comes out, which is supposed to be coming out, like, I think within the next year or something. Like, pretty soon. Which is going to be exciting.
NY export many babbins.
Yeah, and in mythology, she has so many kids, including, she's the mother of one of the main deities we work with, Thanatos, and is the grandmother of Hecate. So, yeah, she's great. Nyx is great. We love Nyx.
Which is why she is feared by the gods W. She got power.
Yeah,
Also, Top Hat, thank you for the follow.
yeah, thank you, Top Hat. Yeah, I mean, she was one of the primordial deities. She was one of the, because from Chaos, there was born, from Chaos, there was born three main deities. It was Gaia. No, there was more than three, because it was, first was Nyx and Adrobus, who was the Nyx, Nux being the goddess of night, Adrobus being the god of darkness. Then there was Tartarus, who's the god of, like, well, he's literally named for what he is. He's the god of Tartarus, which is like a giant pit, I guess. And then Chaos also bore Oranos and Gaia. Oranos being the god of the sky, the primordial deity of the sky, and Gaia being the earth, basically. Then Nyx bore a bunch of kids, with both, some of them she bore alone, some of them with Adrobus. Then Gaia and Oranos both also had a bunch of kids. those the children of Gaia and Oronos, a lot of them were the main Titans you hear about, and those and then the kids of, I think it's specifically Rhea and Kronos, were Kronos the Titan of Time. Rhea is, I forget what she's the Titan of. I want to say Motherhood, but I might be wrong there. They gave birth to the siblings who the myth is one of our most common myths is from.
From the website Teoi, Rhea was the Titaness, mother of the gods, and goddess of female fertility, motherhood, and generation.
Yep.
Her name means flow and ease, and as the wife of Kronos, she represented the eternal flow of time and generations.
Okay, because her and Kronos gave birth to Hades, who is, well, actually, Hestia was the oldest. Then there's Hades, there's Zeus, Hera, Poseidon. I'm thinking I'm forgetting someone. Hades, Zeus, Poseidon, Hestia. Oh, Demetra, or Demeter. And so they gave birth to those ones. Kronos ate them, and then Rhea
143 shrines out of a total 150 in 2 months.
Dang. Then after that, she went, what was it? I just got completely derailed. Well, when she gave birth to Zeus, which Kronos was eating his kids because there was a prophecy saying that one of them would eventually
Nods, I am on
supplant
fire.
his.
W.
It's fine. And after that, she went and she took a boulder and wrapped it in like basically swaddled it so Kronos couldn't see that was actually a boulder, and gave it to him instead of giving him her youngest child, Zeus. Zeus she then gave to, I think it was Almathea, who was a goat who nursed him, and some nymphs. He was fed from this goat, and the nymphs basically raised him until one day he grew up and basically tricked his father into ingesting a concoction that made him puke up all of his siblings. Hestia was the firstborn. She is the oldest child, but she was also the last to be released from Cronus' stomach. And there is a thing in a lot of, especially Hellenic reconstruction, that you give to Hestia first and last because she was the firstborn and the last out. And also a lot of our offerings, which traditionally were burned, technically go through Hestia, who's the goddess of the hearth, and she's the goddess of the hearth, home, and like flame, especially primarily the hearth fire, and that is where offerings were traditionally done. So you would give to her first and last, basically, because through her you're literally doing all the offerings. So that's a bit of praxis for you. Practice stuff. I'm trying to get through the game now. Oh, Zeus. But obviously, this is a stream, so it's not going to be the most well-researched, because I'm kind of just talking. This is from what I have from memory. I can definitely recommend Eliakai if you want like really well-researched and put together and articulated information about Hellenism and the practice of it.
Zeus, you slutty mofo.
Speaking of which, Eliakai does have a video that is actually really good on dissecting, like, how myths aren't, how most Hellenic polytheists do not interpret myths literally, and how myths can be analyzed in, like, a cultural lens. And it specifically is talking about Zeus, because one of the most prominent things is people get accused of, is like, Zeus is a predator kind of thing, because of how his myths are. And it literally, it's one of her older videos that dissects, like, that whole thing. It's a really good video. But it talks about how, if I remember right, she talked about how, like, Zeus was considered, a lot of the aspects of Zeus that we see were also things that
Stares
were
at most of
culturally...
his legends and his first wife, that checks out.
Well, specifically what you look at is that culture, what they viewed as the aspect of what Zeus was embodying. Zeus is essentially the father god. He was, because he was the father of a lot of gods and heroes. He's the kind of almost the progenitor deity of Greece. But he's also married to the goddess of marriage, so with that, there's definitely some conflict there, and I think that was meant to play out because that kind of cultural thing is what was expected in Greece at the time. The patriarch of the family, which Zeus
that's
is...
because he devoured his first wife out of fear.
That is true, too. Because Zeus is ultimately the patriarch, and at that time...
It looks like the stream is running better today, I'm glad.
Yeah, thankfully. With Zeus being the patriarch, he embodied a lot of the traits that people saw in patriarchs in Greece and viewed as being part of being a patriarch. And a lot of those things were not very great. This was a heavily misogynistic culture that we're talking about. If you look at the culture surrounding it and like how the aristocrats and nobility acted, it makes a lot more sense why Zeus acted the way he did in that culture. Like through the mythology, because all this stuff is through a myth. It's through a cultural lens of the culture it's from. So what we're looking at is a culture that saw in their patriarch all these traits and made their head god
women
that.
had little to no value in society apart from being viewed as sex objects or tools through marriage for power.
Yeah.
What are we talking about? I came in mid-explanation.
We're playing Hades, and I am tangenting a lot because we are Hellenic polytheists and Hellenic reconstructionists, and we were pursuing our degree in classics, which is the study of ancient Greece and Rome.
So a playthrough of Hades has become less about watching someone potentially trying to get through Tartarus, and more about hearing a Hellenic pagan tangent about Hellenic paganism.
Yes. That's basically what we're doing. Tangenting about Hellenic paganism. Because I was talking about,
AHHOKXD.
Because, I was just talking about, like, Starmari mentioned a thing of, like, how Zeus is viewed. And I was talking about, like, the culture that was surrounding it and how culture influences, like, the mythologies of that culture kind of thing. Because Greek mythology is very much a product of its time and is very much a product of the culture of the Hellenic culture of the time. It was when it was a part of their religion and their beliefs. And these were living beliefs. They changed over time. But the thing is with Hellenism having essentially died for a long period, as in Hellenic polytheism, by the way, Greek culture is still very much a thing. Hellenic culture is still very much a thing, but Hellenic polytheism mostly died, and a lot of the myths stagnated with it. So these myths did not grow and change with the culture and with our culture, so they are going to be very outdated. And so when you look at these myths, you're looking at what these different deities and what this embody in that culture and which also tells you the ideals and the kind of the lived reality of the culture, but also is about the, what's the word? The lived reality of the culture, but also about like the society it was itself, kind of thing. If you look at like what that represented in the culture, you can see what they were trying to say through the myths, kind of thing. We are not mythic literalists, so yeah. So basically, huge tangent.
Is this really him? Okay.
Sorry if my tangents are really boring or anything.
Accept this message.
We've been pagan for over 10 years and we like talking about it.
Father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time.
LOL, not boring.
Where you belong. Remember this, and to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
I'll do that one.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his support. Never thought I'd see the day. Or night. Whatever.
But yeah, so we're basically just tanging massively, constantly. But I like it.
My
we
God
like
in
talking
heaven,
about it.
I am in pain again. I think I
Oh.
should call it a night, try to settle down, and
Okay.
see if by some miracle I can sleep this pain off.
Hopefully, have you managed to take anything for it? Fuck. I can't go over there. You bitch. Oh, I can tell Magnus is co.
I've taken bloody meds and stomach meds. They help, but the pain comes and goes of its own accord.
Thank you.
Thank the gods.
And what I did mention earlier was Leokai has a video specifically talking about how most myths aren't meant to be taken literally and have to be analyzed through a cultural lens and through what things are represented in that culture. Very well researched. It is one of her older videos, which she's mentioned not... Because her quality has gotten a lot better, she kind of cringes looking at some of her older videos, but we still think it's a really good video.
No way. I'll keep me going for a bit.
Oh, geez. That kind of sucks.
I wish I could stay for the rest of stream, but
Yeah,
I can't stay up
It's all right.
anymore, and
yeah,
I
that's
hope
fair.
you have a lovely rest of your stream / night
Same.
and that you have fun
Um,
dishing out mythological facts.
We'll try to. Hopefully you get to feeling better, Mari. The only thing we could say without with bloating and stuff, is, or nausea. We also do this a lot with nausea because we deal with that a lot. Is definitely mint teas and green teas. Mint tea can help with nausea, and green teas in general can help with bloating and gas issues. It's actually used in veterinary. Green tea is sometimes used in veterinary medicine.
Sorry for vanishing, had to help a friend out.
Oh, that's fine.
I sadly has no TATM, and
Ooh.
hope you feel better at Star Mari 16.
If you can tomorrow, I'd see if you can get some. If you keep having these issues, because hopefully it can help a bit. It's a home remedy, but in veterinary medicine, green tea is sometimes used to help treat essentially, basically a gassy horse.
Thank you, Phi. W. I might because it's been 3 days now.
Yeah. It's not gonna hurt to try. You said your mom put you on the liquid diet, and green tea is very much still within the liquid diet. We like to do green tea with honey personally. we use mint verbena tea a lot because a side effect of some of our meds means we deal with frequent nausea. So hopefully it might help. But if it continues for much longer, definitely see a doctor about it. Like,
I can hear my partner now, busting out teas. Arizona green tea with honey and ginseng also exists. Little tea lover.
ooh, yeah, that would probably. I wouldn't do cold teas for the gas and the for gas. You want specifically warm teas. Cold teas are great. We like them, but when we're looking for the effect of helping with gas and stomach, definitely want to go with like warm brewed teas. Opal, stop being a gremlin with your microwave bowl. Fresh brewed. Eh.
I bought the kettle like you asked. What more do you want? My partner would be happy. He loves tea.
Oh yeah, we love tea too. We have an entire tea cabinet with a bunch of tea accessories too. Just ask the Terrarbles.
Yeah.
We make them, when they've had issues with nausea, we've made them,
I have a tea sloth. Dot.
We've made them mint verbena tea all the time. When they're not feeling well.
That's it. Just to spite you, the first time I see you I'ma pour Arizona tea into a mug and put it into a microwave and drink it in front of you.
Oh, you little gremlin! It's still... You are gonna give poor Magnus an aneurysm. Oh, Jesus, dude. Doing that.
Absolutely. Sloth tea infuser equals N equals.
Yeah, we have a ton of tea stuff. We
Lucky
also
your
tend to...
DMS.
Okay, I will. We specifically like to go with loose leaf because we swear it tastes better. We much prefer loose leaf teas to bag teas. Which, fun fact with tea, for another tangent, is that a lot of the stuff that is made into bag teas is the lower quality stuff, and it's also chopped finely so that it can brew in the smaller bag. But the problem with this is that it can also release more tannins, which can make your tea more bitter. So you say you wanted to make tea, but you didn't want to use the bag, and you just put it in like a strainer. It still wouldn't be as good as buying the loose leaf itself, because they use lower quality plants, and also they cut it into smaller bits in order for it to be able to steep in a bag like that.
It actually does taste better for a reason, is because the bagged tea is the byproduct of loose leaf tea.
Yep.
It's actually called dust by most tea lovers.
Yep, bag tea is the product. Yeah, that's what we were talking about. I didn't know it was called dust. Yeah, so we tend to prioritize getting loose leaf teas. And also, the reason that you don't want to...
You lovelies are distracting me.
The reason why you don't want to make tea with, like, microwave water...
I
and
need
you want
to
to
go
actually...
sleeps.
Sorry, Mari! With microwave water is because the water is... Essentially, the microwave heats... Night! Essentially, the
I'm
water...
gonna chew the herbs from a tea bag in front of y'all just because.
Fine. And it's, because when you heat the water in a microwave, it heats it unevenly, and doesn't properly boil it. So then you end up with a worse tasting tea as a result, which is why you always want to boil tea either on a stovetop or using an electric kettle. Electric kettle is a lot easier and a lot
So that's fine,
better.
but you draw the line at microwave tea?
Yes, because you'll probably make yourself sick doing that. You will regret your decision on its own.
Whoa, you just got killed by one of those bloodless inferno bomber skeleton type guys. Nice. I've always wondered what would happen if you just kind of stood around while all their bombs went off.
I've drank that my whole life though.
We did originally until we discovered the wonders of an electric tea kettle. Our stepdad is British, and because of him, we discovered what an electric tea kettle was, and we have never went back. It's fucking amazing.
I have a kettle and I am still make microwave tea now.
Gremlin. Real gremlin energy there.
Gremlin energy.
Electric kettle too.
Yeah, we like electric kettles. It boils water so quickly and it's so easy. Like, that is one of the best things to come out of Britain ever. Which I don't even know where the electric tea kettle was invented. I just know it's very popular in Britain.
I'm gonna make boiled eggs in the electric kettle.
We also sometimes will use our electric kettle to boil water and then put it onto a pot on the stove and to make pasta. So then it doesn't take so long to boil. Because we swear the electric kettle usually boils the water faster than just putting water on the stove. We also went super...
straight up in the kettle, throwing eggs in there.
Oh my god. We legit, because we like tea so much, got a temperature controlled kettle. Because because we like making different kinds of teas. Like, we have Japanese sencha, which has to be, which is a lot, because black teas, you boil water for black teas, but for a lot of green teas, you don't want your water to be boiled, because you will, basically destroy the tea leaves. You will burn them, literally. Black teas are made by essentially, aging the teas over time, while green teas still have a lot of fresher. So the leaves are more sensitive to heat.
And crispy.
The leaves are a lot more sensitive to heat, and so with a lot of green teas, you can't boil them like you would a black tea. So we got a temperature controlled kettle, so we didn't have to worry about the temperature when we made our green teas. Because it will heat the water to a specific temperature instead of just going it to a boil, and we freaking love that thing. It makes it so easy to make, like, Japanese sencha, which we like. So much easier.
I am a eat your kettle. Crunchity munchity.
Try to eat Magnus's kettle and you're gonna have a fight. And also owe us like $100. That thing wasn't cheap.
I'll give them him as he once did Achilles, though doubtless many of the shades who stand against me first arrived in Tartarus because of you.
We had a project we did for English. It was for an English class, not a Greek class. We would have been too embarrassed to do it for a Greek class, to be honest.
$100 ready beforehand.
But
gotcha.
For English, we had to do a multimodal project, which meant it was a project that involved like different methods, kind of thing. That wasn't just writing, basically. And for ours, we did a video where we were reciting. It was the Odyssey in the actual original. We did like some of the first part. We still have some of like the first lines memorized from this project. But we did the Odyssey in ancient Greek, and actually did like the original script for the Odyssey, and yeah, that was the thing we did, because we were part of it is because we were wanting to learn how to read ancient Greek
script better. What the fuck has Opal been saying? Luke.
Because we wanted to learn how to read the Greek script better. And we figured that would give us practice for that to help with that, while also tackling our English project. So we used to have a paper where, because you can get the ancient Greek version online for free. and we had a paper where we were basically writing out like a rough pronunciation guide for everything.
We physically cannot eat a tea kettle. And tea is for brewing, not chewing. Why is this feral goblin our host? Luke.
Sometimes we wonder that about Magnus too. Not to be like mean to Magnus. But I don't know if there's a system out there who doesn't sometimes question, like, why are you the host? I mean, is that just us?
No, they lost typing privileges, Luke.
I said that happens to us sometimes.
Yeah. Like, they just do something, we're just like, really?
That shape boy is my newly designated contractor. One whose responsibility is to work on this house. But who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
This is almost as bad as the time they made us eat a Reese's cup dipped in ranch for science.
Oh god! I want to, I'm thinking of going and making tea now. I kind of have a craving for tea all of a sudden. I wonder why.
Couldn't imagine why.
Was one of those Reese's Puffs filled ones.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice. Some sort of special offer for me, my good shade. Work authorized. Fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten this stuff yet. Good boy. Good boy.
Here, boy. Just as long as one of your three heads enjoys these pets.
Your fortunate Cerberus sees something.
Yes, he does. Good boy.
Also, just for when Opal inevitably takes back control of the eyes and hands, I'm the scientist here, for science is not a valid excuse for acts of supreme gremliness.
You have to go by the Board of Ethics. There is a Board of Ethics for a reason.
Darkness guide you, child. You have outgrown this house. Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
I won't forget you, Nix, I swear it.
We love Nyx. Nyx is great.
You think she has ethics? She ate a ranch Reese's cup, while we were confronting. Confronting***.
Oh, we had 4. Yay! This is one of our favorite weapons usually. That was the wrong button. This is the spear tends to be
Laser boomerang.
Mid's favorite, Magnus's favorite.
Name Skelly has it going, but enough with the small talk already. I'm here to do a job. So let me have it. Give me everything you got.
I don't remember having you on payroll, mate. Who's your supervisor?
Oh, I'm not about to wrap my sources, pal. Just try
I gotta make one now. Sorry, y'all can have Opal. I have blueprints to make.
Though I do think I might take about a 5-minute break. Just
To make the tea.
yeah, use the bathroom and make tea. You have Opal to blame if you want to blame someone.
Let me get water in the kettle so that.
For 8,000 years I lay dormant. Who dares my slumber? Opal. Oh Danjit, they left, my dramatic entrance is ruined, ruined I tell you. Might as well have fun with the TDS. Wee woo 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 wee woo. My sprinkler goes like this and comes back like t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t t. Don't you just hate it when your cat wakes you up like this? Meow. 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 Okay, I'm done now. XD, are y'all having fun? Mainly just Opal, but yes.
You have 30 seconds.
My sprinkler goes like this.
Oh, and I forgot to mute. Oops. Well, we now have tea, so. Okay, I will move. Whoa! What? What? Oh, it's okay. I know what's going on.
Eat the camera.
Giant.
Awesome.
Big.
Whoa,
Yeah,
big.
glitter.
No.
Just randomly coming over to kiss me. I'm like, Oh no, is this gonna be the fucking glitter incident again?
No. I did do that to you one time, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I think someone else in the system gave me that idea, though.
I'm tempted to go over to Culver's and get ice cream.
Oh, you're so mean. You know we can't have any. Plus, it's
You
almost
still have
midnight.
some ice cream left in the freezer.
Glitter bomb them.
Plus, it's almost midnight. Remember?
But after midnight. It's still before midnight.
Glitter bomb them as vengeance for no ice cream.
Well, we can't really have, like, true ice cream because we can't have milk. That's why it's cruel.
Nothing here yet.
We are severely intolerant.
Sherbet.
Sherbet actually still has milk. We have to get non-dairy alternatives.
Gelato.
That does also contain milk. It's less milk than regular ice cream, but it still uses enough milk that can fuck up our stomachs. Because we are severely intolerant.
Enchantments for my weapon.
Ooh, that's a
Italian
nice.
ice.
I have no idea on that one.
That's pretty good usually.
We usually sometimes you can get tubs of non-dairy ice cream made with like oat milk and stuff. The best we found is, what is it? The best we found is actually Ben & Jerry's, non-dairy ice creams. They're really good. Ben & Jerry's we found usually is the most consistent.
I can DM y'all a recipe if you want, and ice cream is really easy to make if you want to use oat or almond milk.
True. But with that said, we found that Ben & Jerry's they tend to most accurately replicate the texture of ice cream in their non-dairy alternatives. Which, while like a lot of like oat milk and stuff like that does have very similar texture, but we found Ben & Jerry's is like the most accurate. Like they use different, depending on which non-dairy you're getting, like, because which flavor you're getting, they sometimes use different alternatives. So like there's one we saw that used like sunflower milk. There's one we've seen oat milk. They use all kinds of different milk alternatives.
No,
But
shutting that down, right now. Opal was about to make a joke about the first two letters of Ben & Jerry's. Luke.
But we found that they tend to be really good about keeping the texture consistent with actual ice cream, which we enjoy a lot. Sorry if the tracking is poor all of a sudden. I turned the light out because for some reason it's hurting my eyes a bit. And also, our face is overheating weirdly. We don't know why
I do
that
love me
happens
some good
sometimes.
BJs.
No idea.
Damn it, Opal.
Oh god, to have Cat saying something. I swear, every time we do Hades, it's just going to be a bunch of random tangents. And not even necessarily mythology-related tangents, just tangents in general.
Oh dear lord no, Cat, do not encourage her in gremlin mode. This is not your fight. For your safety flee.
What Cat was gonna say is something akin to the lines, I'll show you a good da-da-da.
Uh-oh.
Yeah! Yeah! Ah, fuck. Udge. Why did I suddenly start trying to use the Dark Souls controls?
Good to know, Opal. Where did your anxiety go? Luke, the sane one.
Something transpired between the two of them. Perhaps you know better than I.
I have trail mix.
Trail mix.
Mm-hmm. Oh, also got tea.
What kind? Also is Opal.
What we have here, it's like, I think they called it like omega-3 trail mix or something. It's from Walmart. It has like cranberries,
Walmart. Knew it.
It has like almonds, walnuts, I don't know what these ones are called, but cranberries and some other stuff.
Try the caramel mountain mix or indulgent mix.
I think we have before. We just took a liking to the omega-3 because we like the cranberries, and it doesn't have as many like hard, oh god, I'm gonna get a comment. Hard nuts in it. Because, I guess for context.
Also another favorite is the savory one, but that's a crunching mix.
We're missing a lot of teeth because we have really bad teeth. Especially we have asthma, and as a kid, one of our inhalers.
Hard nuts, you say? Sasha, and slightly Opal.
Because a lot of our inhaler ate away a lot of our enamel because we weren't as good as we should have been at brushing our teeth. And due to like, we get like sometimes sensory issues from the sensation of like, the toothbrush and stuff. So our oral hygiene is not as good as it should be, especially with how bad our teeth is. Like how, weak our enamel is and stuff. So we have lost a lot of teeth. Which sucks, but also not only due to the sensory stuff, but also just ADHD makes us forget all the time. Because sometimes we will literally pass out where we are. Because we've never had a consistent
Colgate
schedule
has
due
some
to
really
ADHD.
good mouthwash if you want an alternative to brushing that's really good.
Okay. But, so we have, so sometimes it's not only that, but like, we don't have a consistent sleep schedule, so it's sometimes hard to get a schedule around brushing our teeth, because sometimes we just pass out and just fall asleep randomly. And other times...
My schedule slept.
Agreed. Which that makes it hard, and also makes us really forgetful and stuff like that, which makes a lot of routine stuff, like especially daily stuff, hard. I guess another thing would also be, what is it? What did the other one influence? I'm going to attack stronger.
Your wisdom.
I guess another thing would just be, yeah, basically we are extremely forgetful. We're a lot better than we used to be, but we still aren't great.
Heck, didn't work well.
And kind of, we try to be, we're a lot better at it than we used to be, and we try to be better at it. But it's, because our teeth are already so bad, it's kind of almost a lost cause trying to save them at this point. We hope to eventually get implants, but that is very expensive. But we honestly, if we don't want our jaw to degrade because we're in our 20s and already missing a lot of teeth, we'll have to get implants or something eventually. Because if you lose a lot of teeth, over years, the bone of your jaw physically deteriorates and becomes, essentially just disintegrates. So that's one of our biggest concerns, honestly, and it sucks, because, you know, it's not something...
Shiny stabby stick, I approve.
It's not something we could... Some of it is stuff that we couldn't necessarily control, and some of it is also just how low spoons we are. So sometimes, though we might remember to, we just don't have the energy to be able to brush our teeth and deal with the sensory stuff. Ah! Fudge. Ah! I hate those dudes. Da-da-da. So it's definitely a multi, I guess, faceted issue. It's multiple things that contribute. Cut on!
Good to see you, Charon, mate. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and hey, what's that you got? Some sort of wares for sale? And I'll just have a look around.
One of the things, I remember Mid wanted to mention this a while back when playing Red Dead originally.
Y'all are awesome.
You too, Opal. When playing Red Dead Redemption, Mid wanted to mention, because in one of the cutscenes, they put coins over one of the people's eyes who passed away on the way to where you start. And that's actually partially in relation to the idea of the ferryman, which we want to look this up sometime.
Akuno reverse dies on the spot.
We want to look it up eventually. We should probably write down, because we've always heard that the ferryman was kind of a reference to Caldon. Him. But I wonder... we want to look up the mythology of him eventually, which we should write down so we can do, and remember to do. But that was the idea. You had to pay your way into the afterlife, essentially, which also putting them over the eyes served a second purpose, which is when you die, your body goes through a process called rigor mortis, where all the muscles tense up and become stiff. And this includes the muscle that controls the eyelids. So when people pass away and their body is undergoing rigor mortis, their eyes will open up. And putting coins over the eyes kept them closed. So that was another function, more of a functional thing with that practice.
Help, you know why hyper?
Ah, fuck! I was pointing the... Why are you doing this? I was pointing the wrong way!
Get yourself out of that tower, Underworld. Have some
See,
look,
Daddy.
see if I can stir things up a bit.
See, Daddy.
Oh, what was? Can you look something up for me?
Sure.
What was Poseidon's wife's name?
Luke, who dared make us type that? I just want to talk.
Honestly, I kind of want to build up Praxis with Poseidon. Personally. Yeah, and Amphitrite. We kind of want to. I want to work specifically, I think, with Amphitrite. And some of the different naiads and nerdies.
Amphitrite.
Yeah, Amphitrite.
Oh, there's no R. Derp.
Wait, actually, can you do me a favor?
What?
Pull up the tailway.
Oh,
Amphitrite.
Okay.
Of Amphitrite.
Ah. Okay.
How is that pronounced? That's Alpha,
Alpha, Mu.
Oh, I forget what that's the Phi. That's Phi.
Yeah. Alpha, Mu, Phi.
I crave the forbidden
Iota.
honey.
Iota.
No, as molten glass.
Tau.
It looks so tasty.
That's a
Tau, Rho, Iota,
Iota.
Tau, and Epsilon.
Yeah, I think that would be Amphitrite, or Amphitrite. Because Iota can be pronounced either I or E, like bead.
Okay. But yet, we.
Or
Let me see if,
forbidden
like,
root cotton
Wikipedia
candy.
may have like the original accents on it.
I think that one should. Usually Teoway's pretty good about it.
Why don't you get back to gaming?
I know. I just wanted to see, because I want to see if they put the breathing.
Why
marks.
is she the host? Oh my gods.
See. So apparently, transliterate. So the stress is on the final. So infantry, and then epsilon is elongated. So infantry.
Oh, yeah. I could have told you that epsilon's elongated. That's normal. There's two different E's in the Greek alphabet. Epsilon is more while the other one is more of a
So one is short, one is long.
Yeah, one is, because there's two, because Selena.
Elongated E.
Yeah. Because the other one's pronounced kind of like ne. Oh, sorry.
Long E or by letter.
Sorry, that was a random tangent. Talk about Greek and reading Greek.
Oh, it's placement. One of them is slightly lower, one of them slightly higher. Like an Italian, actually.
Huh?
Italian has slightly different placements for the different E's. So yeah, this one, that's pronounced like That's a little, that one is a little higher. Whereas the one that looks like a 3 here, that one's pronounced, because...
Okay, I'ma take us off this stream. I'm sorry we've derailed you so much. Just hyper today.
Don't worry about it. Gee,
I was about to say, are you dying?
Genuinely, we like these. We like derailing like this. And that was literally, that wasn't because of you. I was just thinking, oh, I've been thinking, I kind of want to work with Poseidon and his wife, Amphitrite. And then that tangented me because I wanted to see how it was pronounced properly in ancient Greek.
Yeah, so the first E in Selena, that is pronounced, it's actually meant to be pronounced higher, so closer to E, so like an E, so se, and then the other one, that's epsilon, is pronounced lower, so Selena.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm trying to get back.
You're never going to go back. There's
Oh.
already been way too much tangency tonight as it
Oh gosh, what
is.
if Poseidon finds out what we type?
We'll tell him. Oh god, that is kind of a cruel thing to say though in this context. Well, not really, but you know. It's not like cruel, but like...
You monster, you were supposed to be the bean. Betrayed.
Yes, that's the word. It's so like catty. Even though it is a joke.
My heart, my soul.
Oh. No, no. Yeah.
My tuna casserole. Wait, where did that even come from?
Yay! I think I'm getting the hang of it a bit.
Congrats.
Ah! Ah, fuck! I hate the witches things. I don't know what they're actually called. Wait, I could probably just look at that.
DED is what they're called.
Wait, no, it's... Where do we have the... Wait. Eh? Do I not have that yet? Oh. Maybe I don't. Ah, shite. Okay, those should be on the right thing. But... Yeah, don't worry about the tangenting and causing tangents. We enjoy it.
Yeah,
We're just ADHD as hell.
exactly.
Emoki.
Ah! Ah, whoops. I died.
AutiHD decided, y'all are amazing people, wanna be friends. Well, technically I'm friends with Road and Mid, but still wanna be friends with you too. Don't know how friendships work with systems, sorry.
Honestly, we kind of consider once you're friends with Magnus, you're kind of a friend with us all, so...
Paul says here one of the wretched thugs got you. Too bad. They're slow, but they hit pretty
Yai
hard,
6.
yes. Have you tried moving out of the way?
I haven't, no. You'll get the hang of it out there, lad. For all our sparring practice, there's no teacher like the real thing.
Did Hypnose really say get good?
I have something. Well, are you giving me your coordinates? Is there something like this?
Like, have you tried moving out of the way?
Yes!
Half of your love of warfare.
Which color? Mid color coded this thing. Oh, here it is, I think. Yeah. Because I want to write down, because we want to look up Caron sometime, but we are going to forget if we don't write it down.
Watch, you're probably going to forget even if you do write it down.
But it's less likely.
I am pink now BTW. What?
Yeah, how
Here
does...
the username
how,
colors.
How did you change your username color?
I think that's the thing that you can do when you are watching someone stream. You can click on the gear
Lil
that's
three
next to
dots.
like the chat command.
Oh.
And oh, hold on. Is that even the right?
Now
spot?
I have the codex. That's what I was looking for.
And nuggets for all
No,
of Twitch.
that's not the right spot apparently. What? Oh, you can change it in your chat identity. So
Huh.
in the spot where it says like send a message, you click on a star, and then you can change your global name color. So the color of your name will change everywhere that you talk in.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I can definitely say none of these enemies have anything to really do with Hellenic mythology. Other than once you get some of the bosses, you do get to some. Because I know some of the bosses, which that's also something we probably want to research for some stream sometime. Into the different, the Fiores, Arianues?
Ain't
I think
there
that's
those
how it's
skeleton
pronounced.
soldiers made from dragon
the
teeth
Greek name
and
for the Furies?
asterisk?
Are you trying to pronounce the Greek name for the Furies?
Yes. It's Arianues, I think. One second. I want to see what the spelling is. Wait, where's the...
Here's the plural.
That's a row, which is a rolled R.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah,
Arianues.
Eddie Lewis.
We can't really roll the R, but yeah.
It's not really the roll, it's the tapped. It's the same sound you get in, like... It's the same, like, sound that you get in, like, in the middle of the word, so, like, ladder, water.
Okay, it's a...
That's an alveolar tap. An alveolar trill is...
We thought row was rolled, but...
Row can be, at least to our knowledge, but, like, in a lot of languages that have an alveolar tap, an alveolar trill is an allophonic.
My sprinkler goes like this.
That is an allophone.
I'll have to pull out our reading Greek so you guys can take a look at it, because it gives you, like, all the Greek letters and stuff.
Okay.
And you
Does
can
it have
tell
the
us.
IPA?
No, it doesn't.
Well, that's not going to be helpful.
It tells you, like, I want to show you where I thought it was rolled, okay? Like, I don't think it has the IPA, because I'm pretty sure it's meant not for linguists, it's meant for someone, the common person trying to learn Greek.
Okay.
So it gives, like, rough pronunciations, like different words in English or sometimes other language. Which, also, it's something we will get better with time, but we do sometimes struggle doing, like, the upsilon U kind of sound. Because it's the one that's more like the German umlaut U. And we definitely struggle with that, if I remember right.
You're getting pretty strong when you be that
Hold on.
Leo. Strong enough to
Now I'm
smack
gonna
a
look
guy
this
like
up.
me right up against the wall and I'd go straight to pieces. Boom! You just remember when you're duking it out, the walls are your friend.
Smack guys against walls. Sound advice as ever made.
There's the vowels, there's the vowels.
Oh, I can unlock the bow.
Color lines, the heart seeking.
We kind of prefer the sphere. Oh, we got Daniel's hammer again.
Nice.
Time to mix up my style.
Okay, so from the
I have
looks
realized
of it,
something.
from the looks of it, in like ancient Greek, a U with a
I can just
curve
make snacks.
like this, and an elongated U have the umlaut. So U, and
No need to buy, just cook the snackles.
yeah. So it's the normal U would be
Wait, I am so confused. This is not the Greek script?
part of it is because you also have that and that. Because this is also ancient Greek, not necessarily.
Look. Because, what is it? Because that's not, that's an English U. Wait, that's the... what is that?
Because this is the pronunciation.
I am so confused right now.
It probably might be because. So. It's egg. It could possibly be because, like, the Y that we consider in modern Greek writing wasn't actually a thing in ancient Greek.
Yeah, I know that.
So they probably
I'm
used
so
a different
confused.
letter.
Because the U is the upsilon, and what was showing as a U was not an upsilon. That was not the upsilon symbol. Because the upsilon symbol is also used to abbreviate micro.
Modified.
It's
IHAB infinite power.
What we, from at least from what I'm seeing on Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. Y is the uppercase
Behold M microwave M M M
form
M
of
M
writing
M M M
epsilon,
M
but
M
it looks
M
like a
M.
normal U in lowercase.
What?
That's what I'm seeing here.
Okay, energy left randomly am normal now.
Okay, that's good. I think. Where's upsilon? Wait, which letter are we thinking of?
No idea. But at least on here, it's showing me upsilon Y.
Never mind,
is like
I
the
now wanna
uppercase,
chomp
and
people.
then you have like a normal U for the lowercase.
Sorry, we're tangenting again.
Yeah, go back to the game. Go back to the game.
Hey! Yeah.
You're okay.
Because we've usually seen... Ah, fuck. Because usually when we've seen it, it's like, because usually we see it with a tail. And usually we've seen... Because that is very easy to get confused with new. Which is another letter.
Right.
I guess you can't tell the difference.
Oh my god, that pun. Where's my phone? I lost our phone. Oh.
We can call it.
Yeah, I'm gonna mute real quick while we call my phone. I can't find it.
I'll call your phone for you. Here, phony 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 phone.
We found my phone, and I got our Greek books out too. But they aren't.
Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen.
I don't know what they're doing, but we're about to encounter Dionysos.
I forget the rest. Oh yeah.
Fuck, I should be doing this.
That sound.
There a man, in Russia long ago, he was big and strong and his eyes were made of coal.
Which we keep meaning to change the TTS voice and we keep forgetting.
That was prevalent. People having
I know.
in the name of Hades.
Dionysos!
I accept this message.
I think I butchered that. Wine daddy.
Yes, yes! He's
Stop.
great. Dionysos is wine daddy. He's
What?
wine daddy. We
Why make
love
US
his
type
design
that?
here. It's fucking great. We can just fucking fan over Dionysos any day. Which we're a devotee of Dionysos in our own practices. He's one of the main gods we work with. Besides, we've worked with Thanatos and Hecate the most, but Dionysos is the one lately we work with the most often. We adore him. He is so fun to work with. Like, which a lot of people think of Dionysos and think just like partying, but he's not. Dionysos covers a lot more than just like alcohol, partying, that kind of stuff. While that is in his domains, he's also the god of theater. He's the god of, in some ways, insanity, madness, and he's also considered to be very gender non-conforming, I guess. You could even argue that he could be we would argue that he could easily represent like those who are gender non-conforming, and we kind of
Sounds
see him
like
as
our kind of deity.
we definitely view him as kind of a very LGBT plus deity, to be honest. Like, if we were
Ain't he a
asked
Thai
to
baby?
give a deity that embodies the most of the LGBT plus, LGBTQIA Two-Spirit plus stuff, it would be Dionysos. Absolutely. So, take
Like,
that as you will.
Was cooking in Sky Daddy's thigh for a bit?
Like he's great. We like him.
Who keeps giving these atrocious nicknames?
We also would say he very well, especially those who are non-binary, genderqueer, or even trans, honestly, we would say Dionysos would be a very good deity to work with, but also we would say some of the stuff under his purview would definitely apply, especially to those who are trans, like ourselves. That's our own personal opinion, though.
Woo woo.
Leave it to the god of wine to liven things up around here.
But we also, we view Dionysos as kind of the god of mental health. Especially with how associated he is with, like, in older terms, madness. We kind of, in the modern day, have interpreted that as mental health in general. And we would say that that Dionysus is one of the gods to go to for that. You can go to different gods depending on what you're asking for. Like, we've heard a lot of people who go to Ares for strength, who the god of war, strength, and stuff like that, for strength
And
to
chaos
overcome
is
their
bad.
struggles, kind of thing. But I just think in general, Dionysos is really good for like going to with help with like mental health struggles, personally. We kind of see him as a god of like mental health and mental illness.
Brought what nectar? Who should I give this to?
But there is
Like,
an interesting
I don't
thing.
know why I'm like this today.
There is an interesting thing with Dionysos and Zagreus, because in the Orphic myth, which Orphic is one of the kind of sects of Hellenism. Orphism has a slightly different mythology from Athenian or Attic or a lot of other sects of Hellenism. But in the Orphic myth, Dionysos. So there's
Orpheus
the
in this
standard.
game though, I drool.
Orpheus, not Orpheus, Orphic Hellenism. In their mythology, they had. So Dionysos was born of Semele, who was immortal at the time. Later got taken out of the underworld and made immortal. But Semele, Hera tricked Semele into
He got yoinked.
So Semele was pregnant with Dionysos, and in the Orphic one, Semele isn't his mother. It's
Snatched, bamboozled, flabbergasted.
if I remember right, in the Orphic form of the myths, his mother is Persephone, Persephone, Dionysos is in Orphism is the son of Persephone and Zeus. And what happens is basically he is born, and then the Titans rip him to pieces and throw him, basically scatter him on the ground. They gather up the pieces and put him together, and when he is made whole again, he is Zagreus. And he takes over
Poor wine
the
dude.
underworld. Yeah, this is an Orphic, which we don't really ascribe to, and this game isn't really dealing with Orphic myth because in Orphic myths, Zagreus is literally Dionysus after he was put together again from being essentially tore to pieces. So this is dealing more like with mythology-wise. I believe this is more Attic than Orphic, but it is. Orphism does have a different kind of view than a lot of your other, honestly, almost all other sects of Hellenism.
I'll run you through.
Sorry may leave soon. Just feel fucky and wanna cuddle someone for some reason but can't, so now I'm just bleh.
Oh. I'm sorry about that.
My emotions and brain be weird tonight.
Oh, that's a mood. We get that too
White girl.
sometimes. Ooh. I'm going with potential healing. Come on!
I wanna eat the shiny orb.
Ah, fuck.
Consume thy orb.
Ah, fuck. Wrong button. Ah.
Also fun fact, did you know according to Old English, GIF is pronounced YIFF?
You want to look at that?
Huh? So, the original creator of like the GIF file pronounced it more like GIF, as in the peanut butter brand, not a Y sound. It's more pronounced like the creator of GIFs pronounces it more like GIF, as in Jiffy.
GIF as in Jiffy.
But colloquially, it's pronounced GIF with a hard G.
It's
as
not
in
a
GIF.
JRaphics interface format.
I forget the actual term for it, but it's basically used as like
I will face Jod and
a
walk
way for like
backwards into
coders to
head.
indicate if you're part of the in-group or not, because people that are part of coding communities and have that occupation will know to pronounce it as GIF as opposed to GIF.
I've always pronounced it as GIF anyway.
Most people that we know pronounce it more like GIF, us included.
We tend to go with GIF.
It's a graphics interface format, that's what it's short for?
Mm-hmm.
No way is AJ involved. Viva LA Revolution, gonna take English and throw it away. Down with the tyranny of 3 languages in a trench coat pretending to be one.
Mood though. Why are we...
No longer shall we suffer words like yacht and xylophone. Why do you think Rode is making his conlangs? He wants to make a language that replaces English/J.
Yes, because that is totally it. Ah, fudge!
Well, I mean, international auxiliary languages are a thing.
Yes, go Rode.
I
English
know,
too.
I'm
Electric Boogaloo.
being sarcastic! Because we know that's not the reason, it's just because Rhode's obsessed with languages.
Yeah.
Wait. What even is an electric boogaloo?
Second, the phrase comes from, if I remember correct, like, it comes from, like, a movie of some kind, and it just kind of entered into, like, a...
Wanna eat the green glowy stuffs?
modern conlang.
So, apparently, one of the possible etymologies is that it was based on, a dance move that was from an 80s, hold on. This may not actually be it. Hold on. From Know Your Meme, quote, electric boogaloo is a phrase typically appended to the title of a sequel TV or film production to mock its poor quality. Originally featured in the title of the poorly received 1984 dance film Break Into...
Oh shit, Megara!
What?
Megara!
Oh! The term refers to a type of dance move that arose out of funk and hip-hop styles of the 1970s. Popularized by the street dance then, the Electric Boogaloo. By the street dance team, the Electric Boogaloos.
I am pretty sure Mid has legit been caught saying something along the lines is, I would absolutely let Megara dom me. I would let her use that whip on me. She is hot.
Absolutely same.
To be
Without
fair,
hesitation.
I know there is definitely a few members in our system who would love a dommy mommy.
DOM women be.
Oh my god, dominant women are... Oh, and I have mid. I bagged this. I bagged this up. It was just about...
My asterisk.
Mid just almost just went...
What?
Dom women... Magnus went, like, almost went, Dom women are hot as fuck. There is nothing sexier than a dominant woman.
So
Agreed.
Like, oh,
I know
will
that
just
they're
dommy
not-
mommy?
Absolutely.
I know they're kind of femme presenting and not necessarily like femme, but does that include Galoot?
We never thought of that. Especially because Kaloop is so unassuming most of the time. You would, by how
Isn't
she...
that even hotter? When you have someone that you don't expect to be Dom, but they are, and they go
All
hard.
femme presenting DOMs are amazing.
True. True. I think Domino would definitely think so. 1 second. I'm adding honey to my
Would
tea.
absolutely let them tie
I mean,
me
I'm
up.
adding tea to my honey. I mean, no!
You had it right the first time. What? Adding tea to the honey? Are you saying that you're
Tea to
wanting to
honey.
just drink a shit ton of honey and have like a little
To be
bit of
fair,
bitter?
Anna has literally taken this and just just fucking let it drip in her mouth.
I think I know a few other things that you won't drip on your face.
Drink the honey like the Super Troopers drank the syrup.
God damn it!
Rip Serenity, killed by Ren.
And Mid just, and freaking Magnus just popping in and being like, yes, I want a Dommy Mommy.
We don't know who the fuck said that. It was probably Scanlan. Either Scanlan or Gale. We need to figure out a pseudonym for Scanlan.
Yes.
How about Scandal? Which is
It would
ironic
fit.
considering
Yeah.
Sam actually said that Scanlan's name, Scanlan, is based on the Irish word literally meaning scandal.
That's
So
great.
it runs and circles back around.
Heh heh.
I'll have to go with the pink boy.
A man after my own heart.
God, have Magnus up.
Yeah.
Stop thirsting over.
Never.
I think I also have Scarlet up, and Rowan, both of whom are very sapphic leaning.
Yeah.
To be fair, Rowan literally wants a not necessarily a dommy mommy, but like, Rowan definitely has a thing for mommies. Ah, fuck. Fuck. Yeah, I am not. I don't even think Mid's ever defeated the Fury. Fuck. Yeah, I was not expecting to get past her. Why is there so many in my system who thirst after Megara? Mid, stop being such a masochist, damn it.
I don't think that's possible.
Gonna hop
True.
off. Good mood got ruined. Sorry. See y'all later.
Oh, I'm sorry, Hayes. Opal. I almost called you Hazel and I don't know why. My brain. We had so many people just pop up to thirst after Megara that it fried our brain. I'm really sorry about that, Opal. If you want, you can message us and vent if you want.
Strong and beautiful. Anyway, I hope the fates are nicer to you next time.
Now I have Mid saying, see, Hoopnos knows too! Because Hoopnos just says, so Megara herself got you last time. That must have been intense. She's fast and strong and beautiful and, anyway, I hope the fates are nice to you next time. He knows!
So too.
Hoopnos knows!
Oh, tough luck.
Ooh. I give gift to, which one's the right? Cerberus!
Look what I got for you.
Give to Pupper.
As one of Cerberus's heads receives the Prince's gift. Another muzzle something back into his hand.
Thank you, boy.
Good boy.
What's that there? Something from the fence. The ever-shifting chambers of the Underworld ought to be a little livelier with this.
Of all the things, you think that takes priority?
There any? Oh, Aquiles.
Say, I was wondering, Achilles, any news of Orpheus of late? I've not seen him around here in some time. He's still paying his dues?
I've had news in this lad. Your father, he was none too pleased with him last time I saw him here. I tried my best to simmer down the situation, but you know how it goes. I hope your father cuts his sentence short.
I hope so too. If you do see him, tell him I said hi. Wonder where Max went. Phew, felt that. How's it going?
Little tip, boyo. You find any coinage while you're out there, you be sure to pawn it off to that old K-Rock. Boatman guy, use it or lose it, pal. Use it or lose it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, mate. And yourself, always spend it. Got something new to try. All set.
Go boy.
Bye, everyone. Crashing waves. Trident.
Poseidon.
I have to tell you something, little Hades. My relatives and I, we've been holding back one of our greatest gifts to see if you were worthy. And you are. My aid is yours. So call me if you need anything. Especially to smash your enemies to bits.
Oh, what's this? It's the wrath of Poseidon at my beck and call. Gemstones.
You go with more health. Ah, oh, I hate these enemies. They are so easy to kill, but they get overwhelming with numbers.
I feel stronger. Next up. This can unlock a weapon back at home.
Oh, Artemis. Now we'll get to meet Artemis. Ah, fudge. I did not. Ah. Ah, nope, 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 nope. Oh, crossfire. Ah, no. Screw you. Hey, da, da, da. You need to put more into chthonic vitality.
There's only one heavenly archer I know of. Well, several, really. Anyway, in the name of Hades,
We never noticed that this says only one heavenly archer I know of. Well, several really, because there's the one who's most well known for being an archer is Artemis, but there's also Apollon.
I heard about you. Look, I'm not like all the others on Olympus. The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
Ah. Check our viewer area.
Yeah.
Just
That's the number.
no, it's listing more people than there are there.
I've checked all the ones that are here and none of them are bots.
Okay, I just wanted to check that
Yeah.
because it was listing 3, but only showed. It was listing 4, but it's only showing 2 people for some reason.
Yeah.
It just seemed weird.
No, it's likely because some people don't have the tab actually. Let's see. Some people may have forgotten to have the audio on while still having the tab muted.
Mm.
the power of the hunt sounds like good company to keep.
I mean, if you're concerned about this affecting your average, you could end stream early and raid out.
No, I was just where it might have been a bot. Ooh, I can go to Caton.
Charon's shop. Hey, good to see you out here, mate.
I still might get Centaur Heart, so.
Prosperous.
Yeah.
At this spot.
Okay, that hit. Ooh, Dionysus again!
Nice.
Ah, shite. That. Ah, fuck. Ah! That went right into it, of course.
One less giant evil crystal then.
Sometimes I have to wonder what's going through your head. I mean, I know you hear me and the others, but it's so damn dark down there, I can't hear you at all.
I had checked this earlier and it said it wasn't one.
Time to feast. Perfect.
Now it's saying that it is.
Hmm?
What's that?
So was there a bot?
There was.
I thought so.
I legit checked the list that I normally use, like for ever since I saw it in here, and it wasn't showing in the list. But now only now it shows. I'm like, really? Fuck you.
Maybe it's a newer bot or something.
Probably is.
shoot.
This guy unlocks something back home.
Ah, fuck.
Maybe a thing now.
You may have suffered many wounds which shall not perish imminently, cousin.
I think we're gonna go with Chthonic Vitality this time. Oh yeah, we have the Death Defied ability now. Okay, that is handy.
Nice.
Ah, fuck.
All clear.
Eh. I'm not gonna do a trial. Always cover on.
Charon's shop.
Aha! Healthy healing item.
Found that thing.
You're stubborn, aren't you? Maybe my whip will make you reconsider whatever it is that you're attempting.
Your whip's not been all that persuasive in the past.
Maybe persistence will pay off for both of us. Come then.
Ah, fuck.
Here's my whip.
Ah.
I got you.
One day, you will get past Megara.
Well, you win this round, Meg.
You'll get it.
Member of the Fury got you again. She is unstoppable, isn't she? One time, I tried to stop her on the way to have a chat with your dad, and she didn't even turn her head.
Oh. Poor Hoopoo.
My condolences. Surprise, isn't it?
Whoa, 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 you can't bring that in here. Just kidding. Thanks. But wait, I'll trade you. Look.
Shield signals. Prince, your enemy is not the wretched dead, and not your father. It is the Underworld itself. It has been fashioned to prevent escape. You must have seen by now how all the chambers seem to rearrange themselves. The Underworld itself. I'll do my best anticipating its surprises.
Pathetic. Blood and darkness, but this place is falling apart.
Father, everybody's dead. Give him a break.
What would you even know of honest work? At least the wretched dead yet honor me as Lord. I cannot say the same for you.
Well, I don't see why not. The fated list of minor prophecies. That sounds somewhat exciting, I suppose.
You requisition that useless bit of parchment.
I saw you take possession of the list of minor prophecies of the three fates. As ever, I should never have doubted my daughter's expectations. I was uncertain you had necessary guidance to select it from among the house contractor's many opportunities.
You offer something called the fated list of minor prophecies to me, chances are I'm going to pick it up. Though, you make it sound like there's more I should know about it. Should I be concerned?
You know exactly what is necessary and no more. I knew better than anyone never to tamper with the fate's design. Though, if they had cruelty in store for you through their list, I think that I would warn you anyway.
That's somehow reassuring. Hey, the line is open.
Oh, Medusa!
Ooh.
You want to talk to me? Me? Oh, well.
I just wanted to say, don't bother picking up my room today. I'm headed out for a while.
I have to clean the rafters.
Thanks for all your hard work.
A commemorative board, Adol.
I'll get to see my face up on that wall, I guess. That must be the fated list.
The fate-abetting prince perhaps believes it's through his own choice that he procured the fated list of minor prophecies.
But, oh no, not this determinism thing again. Fated list of minor prophecies.
I think we do wanna.
Now we're talking. A new addition to the old collection.
I'm gonna keep Cerberus.
Don't suppose I can talk you into
Not a chance, boyo. I'm paid to take it, not to dish it out. No.
darkness with strength. Goddess Athena.
The one called Nyx. She is your mother, as I understand? We Olympians rarely consort with the Catholic gods, but Nyx herself reached out to me about your plight, and I was spared to act.
Can deflect. Special summon can deflect. I'm gonna use this.
Strength of the goddess. Don't come back.
Use those. I have to go with more health.
Numbskulls.
Ah!
I can use this to unlock a weapon.
Ah! Fudge. Ah! Fudge.
Gemstones. Let's go.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shit.
Remember, young man, dying is for mortals, so don't go making a habit of it there. But if you have to do it, do it.
Shocking. Let's shots. Thank you, mate.
Ah, you found me holding up in Kieran's nasty slip.
Fuck me right up. What to say? You are Sapasauras there, Kieran. So, looks like selling. Is that it? Brilliant. It's here.
What is this? Oh! Oh.
Just a, oh! Oh.
Well, you know, just have a little stroll or so. Do me a favor, though. You see the Clan sisters. Let them know I was headed down the way I came from, will you?
Oh, I'll let them know, all right. I hear you loud and clear, Your Highness. I'll just go about my business.
So what are your thoughts on Sisyphus?
I don't know about the character that they depict here, but as a follower of Thanatos, we don't like him.
You want to explain why?
Because the myth of Sisyphus' myth and why he's essentially has to do this is because in the myth, basically he was terrified of death, and so he captured Thanatos and essentially chained him. I think he tricked Hephaestus into making chains that could bind death. Then essentially chained him and hid him away, and so that Thanatos could never come and take him. But in doing so, he stopped all death from happening, which at first the gods didn't really mind, but then Ares started to get mad because with death being gone, no one died in battle anymore.
Right.
And so finally the gods went and tried to find Thanatos and found him and unbound him. And Sisyphus died, essentially, because death was now a thing again. But then when he went to the Underworld, he had told his wife that if he were to die, to not give him a proper funeral. Well, he then managed to get a meeting with Hades, basically, and convinced Hades to let him go back to the mortal realm, essentially, because his wife hadn't given him proper funeral rites. And in doing so, managed to basically come back to life. And so it took a while, because Hades is busy, it took a while for Hades to realize that he hadn't come back, essentially, and realized that he'd been tricked. And so when Hades went and collected him, he confined him to pushing a boulder up a hill that will forever fall back down. And the idea is that because he is consigned for eternity to do a pointless quest, just like trying to
cheat death.
Cheat death is pointless, yeah.
Damn.
Delay the inevitable.
Yeah.
But considering we're a follower of Thanatos, you could see why we wouldn't like him much.
Yeah. Don't necessarily like someone that's trying to cheat death and destroy the cycle of life.
Yeah. Not to mention just did a bad thing to Thanatos.
Yeah.
We're salty about it.
Nothing left here.
Well, I'm about to die.
Hey there, Meg.
And there you are again. Lord Hades ought to lock you up rather than let you run amok in his domain like this.
Okie dokie.
I'm sure you'd welcome Office feedback from me, Meg. Or you know,
I have no envy for your father's position. Besides, I happen to enjoy my own responsibilities.
I still have Death Defied! Hell yeah!
Hey, let's go.
Fucking hell, she split. Ah! And she still killed me.
Back as often as it takes.
Oh well.
damn you, Meg.
Oh, hey there, Dooza. How's your endless toil treating you?
Mr. Pickles, did you maybe think that you could, keep an eye on the procession line before Lord Hades, like you were supposed to?
Oh, that's no problem. I can definitely do that. I'll just add it to the list.
Good then. Glad we had a chance to chat. Now, maybe get some sleep or something. You look pretty beat.
Get on it, Pickles. Mr. Achilles.
Have you yet satisfied your foolish urges? Perhaps a lashing from the Fury's whips would set you straight.
I had that with him already, thanks.
Such nonsense. First you defy me openly, and now you lie. On my next meeting with the Furies, we'll have a word about all this. You rest.
Wish I could be there to see your face. What, am I composed entirely of gemstones?
You are home.
Nix, this may be an odd question, but do you know what the fates may have in store for me? They are your daughters, right?
The three fates are my daughters, yes, my child. However, I am no more privy to their workings than the naive mortals living up above. Not even the Olympians can know the weavings of the fates.
Oh. Nix, you've done so much for me. I thought you might like this.
You know your father does not like it when nectar is doled out on the premises, dear child. However, I am not he, and I wished regardless to provide you a token of my affection.
I'm very grateful, Nix. Achilles in the spotlight.
Hey! Ow.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, just sneezed.
Yeah.
Good to go. I'll see what's in here. You just shield of chaos. Lend me your power.
Oh, you got one.
I'm gonna try this. Ah! Mm-hmm. Yes, you're adjusting.
Yeah.
It's such a cruelty that your father hid the knowledge of your birth and life from us, my cousin. It's unacceptable.
Oh, and the Aegis that you're wielding right now is actually, the Aegis is the symbol of Athena, too.
Ooh.
It's donned with Medusa's head.
Oh, snap.
Mm-hmm. Athena's shield is called the Aegis. Or as that's how they pronounce it. I'm not sure how it's actually supposed to be pronounced, but yeah.
How's it spelled?
Aegis.
So probably the Aegis?
Yeah. Well, I mean in like Greek.
I was right, Aegis.
Okay.
Well, Aegis, because the stress is on the ultimate syllable.
Wretches.
Also, I did switch over to my DMG because...
Time to collect.
Oh.
Hear the Artemis.
Fury down in Tartarus has been a real problem, hasn't she? I see the huntress instinct in her. She thinks she knows your weaknesses. Don't let yourself become predictable.
I'm sure Lady Athena won't mind.
You have about like 8 minutes before stream. Do you want to just call it a little bit early?
Let me see, get through this run.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What the fuck am I?
I'll take it. Where now? Let's see what's up for sale. I'll pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
Time to break you to bits.
Sounds like you're getting tired.
A bit. Yeah, not doing that. Ah, fuck.
God's given me strength. Who's first? First. Should come useful. Come on. You've been such a real. Well, you don't have to give me something in return. It was a gift. I don't know what to say, mate. I'm here, Meg.
What are you doing, Zach?
This place can't stay sealed shut forever, Meg. In the meantime,
I'm not your practice partner.
not yet.
That was nothing. No. I'll kill you next time, too.
Alright.
Alright. Sounds like
I'm
you're
gonna
getting
go
tired.
I'll give
check,
you for that, Meg.
because I want to see what I got from Caravan. Well, let's get all the dialogue done.
Yeah.
By Negra the Fury. Eh? I always wanted to say that. Whipped, you know? Referring both to how badly you lost and to that glowing purple threatening me with whenever I try to talk to her?
I get it. Your Highness, the sealed weapons by the chambers. Your father won't observe their absence, I don't think. They remind him of a time he stood together with his brothers and sisters. Power that once sealed away the Titans. Maybe it's a power that...
I see you've decided to come home. Changed your mind yet? Or looking for more pain and suffering?
More pain and suffering, for sure. After all, you taught me to appreciate the fine things.
You keep telling yourself that, boy. But mark you my words. Sooner or later, this life...
Good talk. Good talk.
Alas, you have seen much of Hypnos lately, child. I hope you find his disposition somewhat tolerable. Please tell me plain if this is not the case.
Oh, he's not so bad, Nix. Be proud of your sleepy, cheerful son. Who else among us is able to muster that kind of enthusiasm?
Your Highness.
Ah! I do stuff.
Oh no.
I hope you're having a nice day. Even...
And there she goes again.
Who's Thanatos?
Noise.
Thanatos, featured servant of the house. Night to protect me. Nix's power.
Hey, something back there for you, pal.
That one looks interesting.
Oh yeah, my...
Keepsakes hold power.
Okay. There we go.
Okie dokie.
Ah.
Alright, so I gave
1 second.
you...
I want to actually quit the game so I
Yeah.
don't have to hear it. Okay. What were you gonna say?
I gave you like 3 people that I recommended for like reading out to. Pick one of those 3.
Okay, I think I know. No.
Okay.
The Nukter Clan and its followers arrive from the mists of night. Greetings.
Anyway, I'm getting tired, and this is usually when I end anyway. So we will be ending things there and raiding out to Tifi Weefy, who's a fellow neurodivergent disabled VTuber and is currently playing Baldur's Gate. Hopefully everyone... Okay, I know everyone's gonna treat her well, but... you know what I mean. Ah! Fudge. Okay, I'm trying to... It's not wanting to cooperate with me. I was trying to copy the frickin' message. Anyway, we will be raiding out to Tifi Weefy. Hopefully everyone enjoyed their time, enjoyed watching us play Hades. And it is Magnus in the voice right now. And so hopefully everything was fun and you enjoyed it, and hopefully we can do this again. If you can, spread word about me, and because we are trying to reach 50 followers by our birthday on September 1st. But otherwise, hopefully everyone has nice, lovely night, and I will be seeing you in your dreams. I'll try to not make them quite so terrifying, I promise. But